When founders David Baszucki and Eric Castle were building the platform's initial multiplayer engine, they encountered a problem. They needed a way to test if two players could successfully occupy the same virtual space, interact with bricks, and disconnect without crashing the server. To solve this, they created user ID number 2 and user ID number 3 as completely hollow test entities. When a developer initiated a local test, these accounts would automatically populate the server. Once the public launch occurred in September 2006, the developers locked the accounts down, leaving them completely inactive. But as the years passed, new generations of players stumbled upon these blank profiles. Because the accounts had no badges and no visible activity, internet rumors filled the silence. This culminated in the massive panic of March 2017. Viral videos claimed that on March 18, John Doe would unlock his account and terminate every player on the site. The hoax grew so large that millions of players refused to log in that day, forcing Roblox corporate to publish an official blog post reminding the community that John Doe was nothing more than a harmless, internal piece of code. While John Doe was a creation of the developers, other mysteries were born entirely from the community. In 2007, an individual registered under the name Minish. Unlike casual players who spent their time building obstacles, Minish focused entirely on the platform's early, fragile economy. They discovered structural vulnerabilities in how the early catalog system handled currency transactions and item trades. By exploiting these minor coding errors, Minish began buying up highly valuable, limited items for practically nothing. Within a couple of years, Minish had accumulated an absolute fortune, cornering the market on assets that would eventually be worth tens of millions of Robux. Then, in 2011, the account abruptly stopped logging in. No explanation was given, and no items were ever traded away. Minish simply walked away, leaving one of the most valuable inventories in digital history permanently frozen in time. A digital vault that no one can ever open again. Perhaps the most famous name in Roblox myth history is 1x1x1x1. But unlike the others, this entity started as a literal piece of creative writing. In 2010, a community member wrote a fictional story on the official public forums about a rogue, block-deleting virus that could override administrative controls. The story became a running joke. Even the Roblox team joined in, releasing joke forum threads teasing the existence of this fictional character. But the joke turned serious on April 1, 2012. During the infamous site-wide hack, real exploiters gained access to the main administrative control panel. Looking to cause maximum confusion, they changed the website's banners to announce that 1x1x1x1 had officially returned. By using the name from an old forum story, the exploiters turned a community myth into a real security emergency. It proved that on Roblox, the stories players tell can eventually become part of the platform's actual history. Today, the era of anonymous mystery accounts has largely come to an end. With modern data overhauls, old accounts that have sat completely inactive for over a decade are quietly archived behind the scenes. Furthermore, strict identity and age verification rules mean that hiding behind a completely anonymous profile is harder than ever before. The legends of John Doe, Minish, and 1x1x1x1 belong to a wilder, less regulated era of the internet. They remind us that the blocks we build with aren't just code. They carry the memories, the panics, and the mysteries of the millions who came before us. Which of these legends did you think was real when you first started playing? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.